Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, last night, Alexander Usyk defeated Tyson Fury. Did you watch the fight? I did. I watched the first fight as well. I will say from the very beginning, I think Tyson Fury lost both fights. Now, I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here just to give you my assessment, and not only my assessment. I think the delusion, that's how we call it, the delusion of not only Frank Warren, who is Fury's promoter, one of them, but Tyson Fury's delusion. He thinks he won both fights, and I will tell you his arguments. Now, I watched the fight. I don't have to give you my credentials, but I know a lot about fighting, not only watching, but also being a referee, also being a fighter myself. And I was not a mediocre fighter, just so you know. All right, so here you have this little fight, great fight actually, between two fantastic athletes. They employed during this fight everything they had. And if you know anything about fighting, they employed, they say here, fighting IQ. Yeah, fighting IQ, distance, timing, everything they had. Tyson Fury tried to embrace the guy and destroy his legs. The other guy was always moving to the right. Tyson Fury was using the uppercut and so on. I think the right one won, which is Alexander Usyk. I will give you in a chronological way the pre-fight interviews or statements. Tyson Fury said, "I will destroy this Dosser or whatever, fucker and so on. I will destroy this guy. I will retire him." No, he didn't. Remember, that guy is what, 6'9". The difference in size, in reach, and many others, in power, should be like, imagine Mike Tyson having let's say, the size of Tyson Fury. He would have killed probably Usyk in the ring. Mike Tyson in his prime, I'm talking about. He would have followed and destroy Usyk, catch him, if you can, would catch him and will just knock the shit out of him in maybe 1 or 2 rounds. That's my assessment. I don't want to take anything out of Alexander Usyk. He's a genius with a distance, with a timing, with movement. He's fantastic. The fantastic boxers. These are boxers. Good, fantastic ones. So, but Tyson Fury was on the defensive. I would say 75% of the fight, he was on the defensive. He, in his post-fight statements, interview, he says that he was pushing all the way, all the time. What the fuck he saw? Now, I understand when you fight, you see things differently. I can tell you from direct experience. You fight, and you think, oh, I did enough. Oh, I was better. Well, I was pushing. I was the guy who was pushing the guy. The guy was on a defensive foot. That's how you see things in there. But when you watch the fight, your fight, you say, if you're honest with you say, yeah. Now, Tyson Fury doesn't have to be honest. He can say, well, I won. I pushed this guy. I was robbed. You were not robbed. What I thought he was robbed was the 15-12 or something, or 16-13 or something, a difference between the how do you call them, the scorecards. I don't think it was that much, but I'm not a professional boxer, so I don't know exactly what they point and what they consider that. I can tell you, I think the fight was close, but not that close. So I would give, let's say, if I would give from 0 to 10, I say Usyk was, let's say, a 9 and Tyson was a 7. So I would give about 10% to 15% not as good. I'm going about Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, he should have knocked the out of Usyk if he was tough. He didn't. On the contrary, he was almost knocked out. Not almost, but Usyk was closer to knock this guy out than vice versa. What is this? He got knocked down, if you remember, by Ngannou. What boxer is that? You remember? And then he won with Ngannou, didn't he? That should have been a loss right there. So, okay, Tyson Fury. And then you have this Warren guy. I'm going to show you a few articles here. Frank Warren, who says the same thing, that he was robbed, and how come this, what kind of referees are those, and the scorecards. Yeah, I disagree with the scorecards, but I watched the fight, and I don't think Tyson Fury won. That's my assessment on that one. And I will stay with that until I meet nobody. But this guy says, well, Tyson Fury, this guy right here, he said, Tyson Fury pushed the whole fight. No, he didn't. No, he's a promoter. Okay, and this guy right here, in his post-fight interview, he says, well, unhappy with the scorecard. And he said, I think I won the first fight and the second fight. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Here, New Voice of Ukraine. Ukraine's Usyk triumphs over Fury in 12-round battle to remain heavyweight champion. All right, this is kind of like it was. This guy was jumping on this, trying to settle this guy like how to put a horseman on a horse. And this guy was just good enough. And the referee, or whatever you call them, he was pushing them away. He was doing a good job. Tyson Fury storms off after catastrophic unanimous decision defeat by Alexander Usyk. Well, again, he storms off. He didn't stay on in the ring for the interview. Warren stayed and said that no, we pushed and we pushed again. Was Fury? I think if he really thinks he won, that's delusional. If he's doing it just because of his pride or he has to do it to promote a next fight, I understand. Only then I understand. Now, if you go and watch Alexander Usyk's post-fight interview, what did he say? Decent. Decent. Now, obviously, he won, but he's decent. He was always decent. It shows different kind of character. Nevertheless, it was a very good fight. I hoped one of these guys will knock out the other one, so there's no misunderstandings. I will tell you a little story in my life. I practiced Kyokushin karate. So it was 1996, and we had the national championships in 1996. The referees in Romania were under the spell of the then president of the Romanian Kyokushin organization. I'm not going to give names. And they were cheating. They were cheating. So I knew that if I have to win, if I will win and become the national champion of Romanian Kyokushin karate in 1996, Kumite, full contact, I have to knock the fuck out of each and every opponent, especially if I fight one of the guys from the president's dojo, which I did in the semifinal. So I knew I have to knock them out. So remember, each and every fight until I won the championship and I became the Romania's national champion in the category between 70 kilograms and 80 kilograms. That was the category I was fighting. I knocked them down and won out, all of them. Each and every fight until I reached the final. And the last one, I did it again. And by the way, in the semifinal, I fought a friend of mine. He was a good guy. And I beat him. But the referees could not intervene because I let them down. All of them were on the tatami. That's how I won in 1996. And then I represented Romania in Berlin European Championships in 1997. I went to Szolnok. The Kyokushin karate practitioners know what Szolnok is. And I was in the first 8 guys in Szolnok. Szolnok is a European kind of championship. Good fighters. I fought a strong Lithuanian over there. Very strong Lithuanian. But anyway, Lietuva. So here it is. I never let it, if I could, in the referee's hands. So he can cry how much he wants. Tyson Fury, I don't know what he's gonna be doing next. Probably he's gonna do a fight with Joshua in probably London. They're gonna make some money and so on. Remember, Usyk beat Joshua twice. And how did Joshua behave in the ring after he lost the second time? Petty. Taking the microphone, and that's not how you do. But hey, that tells you your character, doesn't it? Great fight. Congratulations to both fighters. They put a good show and they got lots of money. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.